It's a tough time being a truck driver. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just heard some news. A trucking company called LTI Services just completely shut down. 250 trucks, about 300 trailers, just completely shut down out of nowhere. Now, obviously, 250 drivers are going to be out of a job. They need to scramble to look for a job. But here's the thing is, when I was looking at it, reading the article, I was telling myself, why didn't they downsize, right? Why just completely shut down? Obviously, we understand they're losing money, but there are other alternatives where you don't need to shut down. You just downsize. Instead of having 250 trucks, maybe have 50 trucks. It's manageable. But to completely shut down operations, obviously we only know from the outside, me reading the article, but man, 250 drivers out of nowhere got a message saying the company's shutting down completely. They're gonna get them home some way, somehow. But obviously, easier said than done. If these drivers are, God knows where they're at, trying to get them back. It's unfortunate, sad situation. It's tough time to be a semi-truck driver right now, man. God bless.
They laid them off for a reason. They closed down the company for a reason. They're not making money. The volume is going down. The tariffs are destroying their profits, and they're not getting as many loads to remain profitable and keep the company alive. And it's very unfortunate to see that so many truckers are going through this. There's a ton of truckers out here, and I got this in this video right here. You'll see it later on, but they're starting to give up. They literally are saying like, listen, this isn't even worth it. I'm not making any money. I'm just sitting right here waiting on a load for hours, and mainly in Seattle, guys. Seattle is going crazy right now. It's blowing my mind to see this. But guys, you got so many truckers who are just like, what am I doing? I'm not making any money. I'm wasting my time right now. And the tariffs are destroying the country, guys. The economy is collapsing like so fast. And honestly, I don't know what to truly expect for these next coming weeks, these next coming months, guys. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think that, like, what do you think it's going to look like within a few weeks or even months right now? Because China is, they're like, we're not sending anything. You got Target and Walmart, all these stores are like panicking right now because they're not even going to get all this freight coming in within these stores. So I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you enjoy great content like this. These next videos are going to blow your mind. Let's get to it.
90% of the truck drivers voted for Trump. Now they go to the ports and the piers and look for a load to carry, and they find out that half the fucking ships are empty and the other half are being diverted by China to other places. The only fucking thing you'll be hauling is Trump the fuck out of the White House back to Mar-a-Lago.
So everybody's freaking out because our American ports are beginning to run a little dry. But what nobody's telling you is the reason why they're looking dry. Because they used to be flooded with Chinese exports. And if our ports here in America are looking dry, could you imagine how the ports in China are looking? Look up the images of all of the ships and all of the cargo containers that are in Shanghai's port alone. You don't have to look at all China. Look at Shanghai ports. Thousands amongst thousands of ships that are disabled because they have nowhere to ship containers to. Tens of thousands of cargo containers that are filled with products that now the Chinese are having to take those items out of the containers to try to salvage some of those goods if possible. But guess what? The United States is still selling our exports. Because unlike China, 18 countries have already come to agreements with the United States on this tariff policy. And we are still working on figuring out all the little details with all of these other countries that are coming in. But how many people, other than maybe South Africa, maybe, have agreed to China's tariffs and to officially trading with China? You may get a few here and there, if that. But everybody that China has gone to has said, we're sorry, we cannot consume as much as America consumes. But on the contrary, other nations are telling us we can make what China makes. So we're still winning.
Thousands of truck drivers are losing their jobs, not because of automation, not because of strikes, but because of something hidden in plain sight: tariffs. We were told tariffs protect jobs, but what if they are quietly destroying them? Today we are uncovering how trade wars and tariffs are wrecking the trucking industry, and no one in power wants to talk about it. Across the country, spot rates have collapsed. Freight volume is down. Trucking companies are shutting their doors. Drivers are walking away from the profession, some after decades on the road. Do not put the blame on fuel cost. Tariff is the major factor. Tariffs were marketed as a way to punish foreign competitors, but here's the truth. When imports drop, freight demand crashes. Less cargo entering ports means fewer loads to move. Fewer loads means less work and lost jobs. Truckers don't write trade policy, they just haul what moves. But when tariffs block goods, they lose their livelihood. Politicians love to talk tough on trades, but when tariffs backfire, they stay silent. Because admitting the truth means admitting their policy cost working Americans their job. And this isn't just an economic issue, it's a human one. And right now, it's truck drivers paying the price. This is what happens when political theater meets real-world consequences. Share this video not just for views, but because it's a story that affects real families. Comment below if you have impacted, and do well to subscribe and like this video.
Guys, things are a lot worse than I actually thought it was. I just got finished looking at about 6 TikToks, and not just TikTok videos, but videos on other social media platforms about a lot of the American truck drivers, as far as like the semi-truck drivers who do the over-road driving, transporting goods from the ports to our local stores. A lot of the truck drivers are really hurt right now. I watched at least 3 videos where the truck drivers are saying just in this short amount of time with the tariffs going on that they have to actually sell their entire truck. A lot of those people pay at least $255,000 for the semi. So for those of you who don't know what those trucks cost, they cost around 200 and something thousand. One guy said the best offer that he got on the semi truck was $140,000, and the semi truck is actually a 2020, a 2020. That's just shy of 5 years old. So it's real out here when the truck drivers start speaking out about what's going on with them. They're experiencing a huge shortage where it comes to them being contractors, being contracted out to ship stuff for this company and ship stuff for that company. A lot of those guys that's even saying that selling their trucks, they're applying for local jobs where they can drive for a company. And they said a lot of those companies that ships products are actually laying their employees off. Or some of them are even cutting their employees' hours. So it's definitely real. Just seeing the videos like that just let me know just how serious things are, because these are people making videos that lives are really 100% being impacted by the tariffs. We would have never thought in a million years that putting tariffs on China and putting tariffs on these other countries would affect the United States so fast. I would have never thought that the impact would be so fast. The store shelves, a lot of the store shelves really are running empty right now. A lot of people are still using their overstocked products that they ordered from these companies, meaning that shipments are still coming in because they were ordered before the tariffs were implemented. And so they have to honor what's been implemented, basically like a contract type deal. So things are more serious than I thought it was, man. And like, if this is like only the 2nd day of May 2025, I mean, I hate to see what the 2nd and 3rd week of May is going to look like. And we are just in the 2nd day of May, and we're already seeing a humongous catastrophic breakdown of people already talking about losing their jobs when it comes to trucking and transporting food from one state to the next state. The ports are just really, it's bad. What's going on at the ports right now, it's bad. And you know what's really worse? A lot of those jobs are actually union jobs, and the union can't really do anything about that. They can't really override the president of the United States. So I wanted to just bring you guys that, man. That's really some heartbreaking, sad news, man. Thank you guys for watching.
Well, breaking fucking news. So not only are the last cargo ships arriving to the United States this week that will be carrying cargo that will not be tariffed, because after this, every cargo ship that arrives in the United States will be hit with 145% tariff. Truck drivers across the United States are quitting en masse. Yes, the truck drivers that are legal citizenships who also have legal driver's licenses are quitting en masse and selling their trucks. So not only are we going to be facing a crisis of items coming into the United States, we're also going to be facing a crisis of items being able to be delivered to businesses.
Hey, without truck drivers, I don't know how we're going to get freight all over the place. How are we going to get food? How are we going to get anything around the country, guys? So I don't know. This is just crazy. It's blowing my mind. But hey, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. I will see you. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you want to stay in the loop, because I'm uploading this every single day. I'm following this like a laser focus. I'm in here every single day. All right, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for the next video. We out. Let's go.